For the film's 30th anniversary, a recut titled The Godfather Coda, The Death of Michael Corleone, received a limited theatrical release. This version includes changes to the beginning and the ending, and some re-edited scenes and musical cues. It has a runtime of 158 minutes. Coppola said the 2020 recut is the one he and Puzo originally envisioned, and that it vindicates its status in the Godfather trilogy, as well as his daughter Sofia's performance. Coppola and Puzo's intended title for the film was The Death of Michael Corleone, which Paramount Pictures rejected. Coppola considers the series to be a duology, which Part 3 serves as the epilogue. The Godfather Part III is a 1990 American epic crime film produced and directed by Francis Ford Coppola from the screenplay co-written with Mario Puzo. It is the third and final installment in the Godfather trilogy, a sequel to The Godfather 1972 and The Godfather Part II 1974. It concludes the story of Michael Corleone, played and continued by Al Pacino, the patriarch of the Corleone family who attempts to legitimize his criminal empire. The film also includes fictionalized accounts of two real-life events, the 1978 death of Pope John Paul I and the Papal banking scandal of 1981-1982, both linked to Michael Corleone's business affairs. In first part, Corleone family didn't want to involve in drugs business because they didn't want to lose relations with senators. In second part, family had direct business dealings with senators, and in this part, family having direct business dealings related to banking with church. Michael sold the casino business in trying to legitimize the business. America is changing, so does the Corleone family. In 1979, Michael Corleone is approaching 60. He would be in his King Lear phase, racked with guilt over his ruthless rise to power, especially for having ordered his brother Fredo Corleone's murder. He donates millions to charitable causes. Michael and Kay, played by Diane Keaton, continued her role and give sensible performance and kind of moral figure in the story, are divorced and met after 8 years. Their children, Anthony, played by Frank D'Ambrosio, and Mary, played by Coppola's daughter Sofia Coppola, calm and naive, brings vulnerability to the character, live with Kay. Mary is head of Vito Corleone Foundation. At a reception in Michael's honor at St. Patrick's Old Cathedral, which follows a papal order induction ceremony, Anthony tells his father that he is leaving law school to become an opera singer. Kay supports his decision while Michael eventually agrees to let him go his own way. Kay reveals to Michael that she and Anthony knows the truth about Fredo's death. Michael justifies his acts reasoning over protecting family. Reception scene is as usual like previous parts, dance, music, Johnny Fontane is back for singing, old bosses, cake, simultaneous business meetings. Vincent Mancini, played by Andy Garcia, the out-of-wedlock son of Michael's long-dead brother Sonny. He also, like his father, hot-headed, aggressive, arrives at the reception. This is the best casting decision. He has killer instinct and kinetic energy. Michael's sister, Connie, played by Talia Shire, continued her role and her mother died, so it seems to be she is looking over family affairs. Compared to predecessor parts, she is very tough and responsible. She arranges for Vincent to settle a dispute with his rival Joey Zaza, but Zaza calls Vincent a bastard, and Vincent bites Zaza's ear. We miss Tom Hagen in these meetings. Michael, troubled by Vincent's temper, yet impressed by his loyalty, agrees to include Vincent in the family business. While taking family photo, Michael calls Vincent in family photo. In photo, Michael stands with Mary and not with Kay. Later, Michael and Mary dance together. Kay is just distant spectator. Later, Joey Zaza sends two killers to Vincent's home, but they killed by Vincent. Mary questions the purpose of foundation and charity work to Michael, and he defends this, saying this is for my children. The head of the Vatican Bank, Archbishop Gilday, has accumulated a massive deficit, and Michael offers $600 million in exchange for shares in Immobilier, an international real estate company, which would make him its largest single shareholder. He makes an offer to buy the Vatican's 25% share in the company, which will give him controlling interest. Immobilier's board approves the offer, pending ratification by Pope Paul VI. This meeting in Rome didn't go well. Don Altobello, played by Eli Wallach, a New York mafia boss and Connie's godfather, tells Michael that his partners on the commission want in on the Immobilier deal, But wanting to finally become legitimate, Michael pays them from the sale of his Las Vegas holding instead. Zasa receives nothing and declaring Michael his enemy, storms out. Don Altobello, assuring Michael that he can diplomatically resolve the matter, leaves to speak to Zasa. Moments later, a helicopter hovers outside the conference room and opens fire. Most of the bosses are killed, but Michael, Vincent, and Michael's bodyguard Al Neri, played by Richard Bright, escape. Alliances are forged with a pragmatic decision, betrayed with sudden violence. Michael realizes that Altobello is the traitor and suffers a diabetic stroke. As Michael recuperates, Vincent and Mary begin a romance, while Neri and Connie give Vincent permission to retaliate against Zasa. During a street festival, Vincent kills Zasa. Michael berates Vincent for his actions and insists that Vincent end his relationship with Mary because it is dangerous and they are first cousins. Like Vito instructs Sonny, here Michael also instructs Vincent to not reveal to anyone what you are thinking. Be careful about affairs. When enemy hit back, they came for what you love the most. Give importance to reason over temper, etc. The first two Godfather films still speaks to us as few other movies do. We see the family, crime, love, loss, corruption, power and tragedy. This film comes close to the grandeur of the first two films, although I feel the sensibility is little different here. The family goes to Sicily for Anthony's operatic debut, where Michael consults with Don Tomasino, his trusted old friend, to discover who is plotting against him within the Mafia Council. Michael tells Vincent to pretend to defect from the Corleone family in order to spy on Altobello. Altobello introduces Vincent to Licio Lucchesi, Immobilier's chairman. Anthony played love theme from Sicily to Dad. Michael becomes emotional remembering Apollonia. He also warns Mary about relationship. Michael visits Cardinal Lamberto, anticipated to become the next pope, to discuss the deal. Lamberto pursues Michael to make his first confession in 30 years, during which Michael tearfully confesses that he ordered Fredo's murder. Lamberto says that Michael deserves to suffer for his sins, but can be redeemed. He gives him sacramental absolution, permanently forgiving all his past sins in the eyes of God. Michael discovers that Immobilier deal is an elaborate swindle arranged by Lucchesi, Gilday, and Vatican accountant Frederick Kensig. Vincent tells Michael that Altobello has hired Mosca, a veteran hitman, to assassinate Michael. Mosca, disguised as priest, kills Corleone family friend Don Tomasino as he returns to his villa. While Michael and Kay tour Sicily, Michael asks for Kay's forgiveness, and they admit they still love each other. During discussion, Michael received news about Tomasino's murder. Kay leaves the place, saying it never ends. At Tomasino's funeral, Michael vows to sin no more. Following the Pope's death, Cardinal Lamberto is elected to succeed him, choosing as his name Pope John Paul I. Subsequently, the Immobilier deal is ratified. Later, Gilday kills the new Pope with poisoned tea. Michael names Vincent the new Don of the Corleone family, in return for ending his romance with Mary. Al Neri and others greet him as Don Vincent Corleone. Michael sees this from distant, same scenes from previous parts. Many scenes reminds previous two parts. In isolation, watching part 3, nothing makes sense. We need to watch trilogy in continuation. The family sees Anthony's performance in Cavalleria Rusticana in Palermo, while Vincent exacts his revenge similar to baptism scene from the first part. Kensig is killed and his murder is staged as a suicide. Connie poisons Altobello and watches him die from the opera box. Callo, Tomasino's former bodyguard, kills Lucchesi, and Neri travels to the Vatican where he shoots and kills Gilday. At the opera house during Anthony's performance, 3 of Vincent's men search for Mosca, but he overcomes them. After the show, on the opera house steps as they leave, Mosca shoots at Michael, wounding him. A second bullet hits Mary, killing her. Vincent shoots and kills Mosca. Michael cradles Mary's body and screams in agony. First silence and then we hear the voice. The scene fades out into a montage of Michael dancing with Mary. We not felt much impact of this scene. This is inevitable but not unpredictable. Years later, an elderly Michael sitting alone in the courtyard. The film then fades to black as he sits alone in the courtyard and ends with the title card. When the Sicilians wish you centenary, it means for long life, and a Sicilian never forgets. Do watch the trilogy by master director Coppola. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and share this video, do subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click the bell icon.